Lately, this memory has been coming back to me. Um, I was in eighth grade, and there was a special library at school dedicated to the seventh and eighth graders. And I had heard about a book called A Child Called It. That was the name of the book. And I started reading it one morning, and uh, I guess during a free period or something. And I was so wrapped up in the story, but also I think I was kind of compelled by this feeling that I didn't want the writer of that book to have his story unread. And somehow I felt like he was touring the book at the time, and it was a horrifying book. It was about child abuse, basically, and it was about how he would be like locked in a bathroom for hours or days, and his mom or dad, I forget which one, would like put concoctions together in the bathroom of bleach and other liquids that when you put them together, they're like really, really toxic to breathe in. And I think there's always been a thing that I have that is different from other people. And this obsession with sticking with every page of A Child Called It and just sitting there through whatever free periods I have. I feel like I also skipped a class or two to read that, but I don't think I would have skipped class. But I do kind of remember like hiding in the library to finish this book, and I felt like I had to bear witness to this boy, and now man, he was like 30 or something, his story, and I didn't want him to feel alone. And I felt like, and I have always felt like, bearing witness is the most important thing we can do, one of the most important things we can do while we are here. And it's kind of like it's come up here and there. I remember in third grade, we were reading a World War II, a Japanese World War II book. Maybe it was 1,000 Paper Cranes. But that too, and Holocaust books like memoirs, Elie Wiesel and, Anne Frank and lots of others. And I don't know, I felt this really strong compulsion to bear witness, and I feel like it is sacred somehow. And I also noticed so many times over the years that this was an unusual thing. I do feel like at school, I would often be met with like, you are so too serious, and you are like kind of like, as the English would say, like up yourself. Not so much of that, but a little bit of that, but also just like leave these things alone. Don't investigate too much. Don't get involved too much in stories that are not your story. But I don't know, there's something about like honoring people by just listening to them. It just means so much to me. And the guy who wrote A Child Called It would never know if there was an eighth grader on Long Island somewhere sitting in the library for a few hours reading his story. He would never know that, but somehow I felt like, given what he had gone through, I had to listen so closely.